and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to European Macau. I'm very attractive, and with me, as always, is the man recently named ambassador to The Hague for war crimes, Michael Magus.
Oh, I thought it was just hired as a consultant on the matter.
Were you just double billing him now?
I don't think there's an ambassadorial role for war crimes. It's really just
No, there's
expert
war
dissection.
crimes.
Oh, well, that's not an ambassador.
Well, you got a sensibilist and would like to come in, really fuck your shit up.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
So I go in there, I smooth the way for the war crimes. Okay.
Yeah,
I can
a little war crime here and there would be cool.
Okay. We're here at Nordschleife, the nightmare track that you guys have signed up to race 4 times on and do 2 races each in different cars. You're all crazy. And we're in the F3s today. I do like the F3s. They're a cool little car. They got some interesting, nice little liveries. I do like the Snap-on Tools one that Andrew D's got there. The yellow and black, obviously. Black and yellow, black and yellow.
It's a horrible song. You're right.
No, it is a terrible, terrible song, and they play it at every freaking Tycat game, and I hate it. Anyways, we're here. There's the qualification grid in front of you. There are a couple people trying to get a last-minute lap time in. There's more than 14 cars. There's at least 15, because we saw Henrik Herman. And we got the warm-up now. Oh, someone's rocking the Deutsche Post car. Nice. Martin Freeman. Tip of the hat to you, my friend. Enrique Hervas is back. Yay!
Hell yeah.
We missed you, Enrique.
Boy, Ricky Huevos, what up?
This is the first round of the season. Suppose this will be a 4-lap race, followed by another 4-lap race. Which grid top 10. Supposedly there's a pit stop? According to the race app page, there is a pit stop. We'll find out. I don't understand why there's a pit stop in a 4-lap race, but you guys do your thing, I guess. Someone did ask me why we had a mandatory pit stop for the Wednesday races, so, you know, I guess I preside over some silly rules as well. And Byron, you're vaguely familiar with Nordschleife, of course.
I mean, I know it's long.
The track that wants to murder you. And whoa, the Breitling car is spinning around in the background. I will say the one thing that's going to be slightly difficult about this commentary is that everyone's going to have a different livery each race, so it will be hard to recognize the cars by visual sight. But I will do my best as your Mr. OOC for these races.
What have you used, non-visible sight?
Extra senses. I enjoyed this.
Just putting it out there.
Max Simmons in the Racing Steps car.
Boo.
Actually, I kind of like that livery, actually. It's kind of neat. It's literally got a staircase on it.
He's driving the staircase
to Racing Steps Foundations. That's what that is. Oliver Turvey, of course, their most notable graduate, who races in Formula E. So Byron, you got anyone you're rooting for in today's race?
I mean,
of the
I'm
names you're
excited about the return of Ricky Huevos.
Indeed, I figured Ricky Huevos would be high up on the list. Oh Lord, this is a really long lap. You're never gonna see a longer lap than this, I don't think. I can't think of anywhere that's longer.
3.5 feet long.
It's more than that. Not a lot of great overtaking opportunities, but there is a lot of opportunities where you can just pressure someone into a mistake, and that will facilitate an overtake. And hopefully we see some clean racing. Well, Byron hopes for the opposite. I hope for the clean racing.
I'm cool with some hardcore, crazy, aggressive driving and cool passing and stuff like that, but we usually just get carnage and then long, drawn-out races.
We did, myself and Jack did 2 races of stewarding today, as well as one that I did myself. So 3 races total. Actually only handed out 2 penalties. Not bad.
Lame.
Not bad.
Can I hand out some more?
Martin got one of them.
Oh, that's interesting.
All right, grid will form up here. And we'll see how many cars we got, because honestly, I don't know. We saw 14 cars put up times in qualifying, but there's at least 2 more cars. So there's at least 16. There may be more.
By God, it's Mike Stoffmeal with a chair.
It's a chilly day here, 18 degrees. I wouldn't mind some 18-degree weather, I'm not going to lie. Today was 35.
It's about 17 degrees here. It's been raining for the last 2 hours. I'm enjoying it.
There's a big debate on Twitter about whether 40 degrees Celsius is hot or not.
Jesus, so 40 degrees Celsius is entirely too hot.
Well, it's the South Africans and like the Australians going like, it's not hot.
I do not care. It's not my fault you live in a bad place.
Ooh, 22 cars. We do have a lot. On board with Martin Edmonds from P4 on the grid. Here we go. Tobias Thierolf to lead us away. Max Simmons on the front row with him. Or Martin Evans back in 15th place. I don't know why he had us up in 4th. Bad start by an orange car. I don't know who that is yet.
Correct.
Andrew D getting in up with somebody. There's Martin. Okay, so Martin is up at the front. I don't know why. We're getting mixed up positions here. As Tobias Thierolf leads from Max Simmons and Rene Ermer. Good to see Ermer up there. I wonder if he's maybe a bit of an open wheel specialist. Maybe these are like his jam, and we've really just seen him in like secondary cars this whole time.
He's about to become an open wound specialist.
One car is dropping way back. That is Oris of Slovakia. Not sure what's up with him, but I don't think his car is fully functioning properly. Vic Vega in 4th place. That's another guy who's up a little bit higher than we're used to seeing him. Maybe again, maybe a bit of an open wheel specialist. We'll find out. Martin Evans on his tail, followed by Butler. It's Hervas versus Delgado, Byron.
Ha-cha-cha.
Andrew D, Bertrand Barrier, Bouchard, Darnell, Marioka. I'm sure it's it. Freak. And Zachariason. That's a hell of a name.
Zachariason Steenston. 4th.
Vega in 4th place there. Sporting a very level livery. These are a lot of nice liveries in this field. So that's nice. The open wheel cars, I think, always lend themselves to a certain creativity when it comes to liveries. Also, being perfectly honest here, the open wheel teams usually have way more of a budget than the top teams, and therefore just have better artists. So even at like F3, F4 level, we're talking about a serious investment to run a team.
At least $5 for gas every day.
Wish.
Well, I mean, could be more.
I mean, Formula One instituted cost caps this year, and the number is still exceptional. So, teams were spending much more than that, and it's still a number that you and I would never make in our lifetimes. James Butler running in the Breitling colors, the royal green. 6th place there with Delgado and Andrew D on his tail. Hervas has dropped back to 19th. We didn't see him spin out or anything, but he is further towards the rear now. Big Vega's still hanging on to 4th place there ahead of Martin Evans. Not a battle we've seen before because these two admins have not been near each other on track before, but here they are. Meantime, Rene Ermer has taken 2nd place from Max Simmons. I think that happened off camera. He is up into 2nd position.
Right behind Dario Frankie.
I'm gonna pimp a YouTube channel here for a second. If you guys are into like the history of F1, check out Peter Brooks F1 on YouTube. I discovered him. It's an old channel, so like people probably are like, you just discovered the channel. I did just discover the channel, and it goes through the history of like every team in F1. He ranks every car, so you get a look at like all the cool liveries and stuff that have come around, and summarizes their performance.
Performance bad.
That often is the case. I watched his video on Minardi today, which is like the most unsuccessful, long-standing F1 team in history. And it was basically like, the 1987 car sucked. Got 0 points. When it finished, it was a miracle. Like, there are worse teams than Minardi in history. Andre Moda probably being the worst one. They're the team that the original Steg raced for and tried to murder him. And I've told that story before, but I will happily relay it again if things start to like settle here. But right now, Martin Edmonds and Vic Vega are fighting side by side. And then there's like the Life team, which also like probably stands out as one of the worst teams ever.
Even worse than Team Vespa.
You know what? There probably was a Team Vespa at some point. Like, probably is the case. There were like in the 70s and 80s, there was like a ton of like just Italian teams that had no hope of actually staying on the grid, but they were there. Vic Vega, Martin Edmonds going side by side again. Martin up alongside him. I like Martin's livery. A Castrol Honda, but like with a lot more green. It's kind of nice. A bit of a dark green, and Martin might have the spot here. And he does. Up into fourth place he goes. In the background, James Butler's still hanging on against Andy Darnell and Andrew D now. Unfortunately, Mauricio Delgado has fallen back to 15th place, so the car behind James Butler is having a really bad day today. Hervas lost it, Delgado lost it, watches Darnell might be next. Good to see Andy Darnell again. We've not seen him in a long time. He's a quality driver, though. Good to have him back. Good to have the Greek freak Dimitris Simeonidis back. We said welcome back to him a little while ago, and it's also good to see Martin Freeman again.
Isn't Dimitris doing his military service?
He was.
I wonder if he did war crimes.
Probably not. I believe he was in the Greek military, so.
War crimes and the masters of the universe.
Or I think he's in Switzerland now. So it might have been the Swiss military.
We'll have to. He can get close to the Pope.
Give us a response down below there, Demetrius. We are curious as to your military service.
Did you, in
under
fact,
pressure from Vega?
have to shake a bitch?
I would hope not. I hope he had a very peaceful time and learned some useful skills.
And shot some guns that were cool. I'm always in favor of recreational shooting guns that is fun.
I know. And Vega get back on par with Martin Edmonds in the Battle of the Admins.
It's a solid movie.
He's getting pretty close. Oh no! Caught the carousel way too hard and ends up in the wall. We're on board with him. We'll see if he's going to lose fifth to James Butler. Anybody else coming up to him? Doesn't look like it. So it looks like he's in sixth place. Looks like the car's okay. Doesn't look like the front wing came off or anything, so that's good to see. I'm going to quickly check something. I wonder what the damage settings for this are. Does it say
15 times damage.
on here? It does not say what damage settings are being used.
Triple damage.
That would be interesting. But these cars are very fragile, so I would not do it in these cars.
Why not? It'd be fun. You just can see like quarter of a car just fly off and wipe out.
I think you'll see that on single damage.
Well, that sounds like fun too.
It's really not a problem. Big Veg on the tail of Butler, so it looks like the car is handling okay. Looks like no particular damage from Mr. Big Vega. Andrew D is up to 7th place. Magic Kazchuk, Bertrand Barrier, Darnell rounding off the top 10. So yeah, Darnell fell back as well. So being behind James Butler, for whatever reason, seems to be a very turbulent area right now. So we may want to watch out for Vic Vega. Richard has dropped out of the top 10, but still running 11th ahead of Zachariasen, Delgado, Marioka, Simeonidis, Hervas, Klingelmare? What do you think about 17th place there? 16th place there. What is that name?
It's a Klingelmare. I don't know. Klingelmare, yeah.
I think it's Klingelmare.
Or it could be Klingelmeyer.
Could be. Then we have Henrik Ermer, Leave Me Alone, Martin Freeman, T1, and O'Reese. Somebody moving very slowly there.
We'll leave you alone and leave you alone in last place, motherfucker.
That is Bertrand Barrier moving very slowly. So that It could have been serving a slowdown penalty potentially.
Maybe Mr. Alone Me Leave is just a really big fan of that one Michael Jackson song.
Could be. There's a lot of people that are big fans of Michael Jackson. Hey, there we are. Julian Klingmeyer. We'll go with Klingmeyer. That sounds... Or Klingelmeyer, pardon me. That extra L is going to throw me off.
Klingelama.
Enrique Hervas going side by side. And that's an interesting name. Torbjorn.
I subscribe to a man on the YouTubes whose name is Torbjorn.
Hervas getting really anxious there.
I like it.
Klingelmeyer and Marioka. Battling in close contention here for 13th place. Unlucky 13.
The YouTube channel I subscribe to is
Andy Darnell.
Blacksmith. So you get to see him make cool shit.
That's cool. In my grandfather's blacksmith business. I could have ended up as a blacksmith.
Or at least a blacksmith.
He was actually, I'm not sure if he was technically a blacksmith. I think he was just technically a farrier because he mostly did horseshoes.
Oh, yeah.
For like some actually very prestigious racing horses.
That sounds pretty cool. My uncle needs farriers not infrequently because he raises horses.
I think Hervas is experiencing some considerable pain because he's shaking all over there as Tau 1 returns to the track. I think we might have lost Martin Freeman. He's losing ground to a car that's barely moving, so that suggests to me that he may have parked it.
Freeman. Maybe the Black Mesa got him.
Klingelmeyer? Meyer? I'm going to go with Meyer, but I'll probably forget.
You do. I mean, you mispronounce James Butler's name all the time.
I do not, sir.
It's,
I intentionally pronounce it Bouvier sometimes, but that's a long-standing joke. I get better with time. Klingelmeyer now up into 13th place, overtaking both Hervas and Maruka, as Mauricio Delgado overtakes Leave Me Alone for 18th place. There's a Golf livery, and none of you are driving it by the looks of it.
Horse.
Disappointing. James Butler has fallen down to 7th place behind Andrew D. I'm cheering a little bit for Andrew D. Not gonna lie, I like that snap-on livery. It's good livery. Reminds me of the old Jordan F1 cars in the late 90s and early 2000s and the DPR racing GP2 cars. I was always so happy when DPR did well because they had really cool looking cars and they almost never did well. So like you felt really good when they did. Edmonds on the tail of Max Simmons. Max Simmons not having the strongest of days by his standards. Vega now caught up in this battle between D and Butler. He, of course, was behind Butler last we checked on him, so he's gotten past Butler and as well as D has. So maybe Butler made a mistake. Butler had a moment of weakness. I don't know. Klingelmeyer now behind Hervas again for 13th place. Very out of shape there. You really got to be careful with that corner. That corner will, well, we saw it with Vic Vega. It will spit you out.
Gross.
Enrique Hervas. A lot of bottoming out going on. We got some sparks. D running in 6th. Magnus, is it Zachariasen? I think it is. place. That's a new name to me. So welcome aboard. And of course, if I'm butchering anyone's name, please tell me. I make no promises that I'll actually. Yeah, you're lying to me though. Almost all the time. Almost all the time.
I would almost never do that unless it was really funny.
The only one you get to make fun of me for is Villanova.
That is true. Or Hutchinson.
Well, no, that was just me ignoring that there was a letter not there. Once it was pointed out to me, I get it. I got it right. Took a little bit. It gets there. I make no promise to instantly get your name right, but I will do my best to make it happen. As Bertrand Barrier chases down Andy Darnell for 8th place. Magic Kashchuk in close chase. Magic Kashchuk was a name that he had to teach me how to pronounce. There we go. Oh, contact! That's going to be a spin for the aforementioned Magic Kashchuk. And Enrique Hervas having a bit of a rough time there. Kashchuk gets going again. Don't know if I see any. Andy Darnell also went off. And Darnell's lost his front wing. That's going to be terrible. There doesn't appear to be a mandatory pit stop, so it does appear that the race app is incorrect. Because it says mandatory pit stop on. And it doesn't look like it is. Unless we have a window to go through. And I really wouldn't want to do a window stop on Nordschleife. The lap is just so very long. Oh, there are some people in the pits. Okay, so I'm not sure. Oh, crash in the way of the pits there. I think there was Barrier going into the wall.
Barrier hit the barrier.
Klingelmeyer is also trying to get in the pits, but it's not going to happen because it's blocked. Simeonitis still reacclimating to sim racing, I think. Hasn't had quite the performances we expected. James Butler with no front wing. He's in the pits. Andrew D was in the pits ahead of him. And a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Andrew D. Andrew!
Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious, gentlemen. Magic Kashchuk is in. So it does appear that there is a mandatory pit stop, but I'm not seeing an indicator for it, which is kind of annoying. Max Simmons and Martin Edmonds continue. They are now 1 and 2. Vic Vega, Tobias Thierolf, Rene Ermer. Ermer's been in, Thierolf's been in. We saw D in, we saw Butler in. We saw. Looks like we just lost Klingelmeyer. Unfortunately, we have, I think, lost Martin Freeman, like I said earlier, and I believe we've also lost now Reese. Appears to be out of the list. Oh, we had a. I'm not sure what nationality he is, but he's Asian, so denomination. Show up to the jiu-jitsu gym on the weekend, and this dude's a big dude. He's like Asian you kind of thing. Big dude, and his last name is Ho. And
nice.
And me and Matt, the proctologist, we're talking with him, and he told Matt his name, and Matt was doing everything he could, everything possible to not burst out laughing or give him a nickname on the spot. And the guy just turns to him and goes, "You want to call me Big Ho, don't you?" That's just like trying not to laugh, nodding. And the guy just goes, "Go ahead."
I mean, good news. You get to walk into jiu-jitsu and go, "What up, Ho?"
Well, I had that in throughout all of school. From second grade onwards, I had Mickey Ho.
Correct.
Who was a super, super friendly dude, and that bodes well. Also, I went to see Mickey Ho's baseball games a lot because my cousin played in the same league. So when the two teams would play, I'd go. And it's like playing third base, Mickey Ho. The announcer always had such fun with his name. He's on my list for honorary Gronks if we end up with a roster spot free and nobody claims it.
Well done.
He was a pitcher and a third baseman, so either will work.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey.
Oh yeah, no, we that song was used a lot.
I believe it.
And of course, the more amusing Homo. Who did not play sports. Also, I just seem to have zero interest in sports. Tobias Theerolf, who I believe is effectively the leader of the race. I think he's been in the pits already in 4th place. And I believe that Vega, Edmonds, and Simmons all have to pit still. I don't like this whole lack of a visual cue on that, though. Which means I have to remember who I've seen pit, and also there's the possibility that someone has pitted and I just didn't see them, which is a bit of a problem. Looks like there are quick pit stops, which would make sense. These are open-wheel cars. They can be serviced quite easily. Shard. Catch up with Zachariasen, Battle of Norway and Denmark. We're missing a Swede, Byron. We have 2 Danes, 3 Danes. We have a Norwegian, and we have an Icelandic driver. We just need Swedes.
Somebody hit me, Jorgen Wellbeing.
Although actually, there's a couple of secondary flags. Because I know when Jack races, he races under the Åland Islands flag, which is like a slightly autonomous region between Finland and Sweden.
Right.
That is where he is actually from.
Hailing from one of the Faroe Islands.
Did not live there terribly long. Of course, those who are unaware of the history of Silent Jack, our ESR head steward, his voice is all messed up because he was born in the Åland Islands and then grew up in Greece, South Africa, and New York.
It's a hell of a thing.
It's a hell of an accent. It's Magnus Zachariasen, still running in 6th place. Presumably still has to pit. I think Burchard also has to pit, I think. But again, we do not really have... Look how far behind T1 is. I don't mean to make fun of T1. Nordschleife is an incredibly difficult track. I do not blame you, but he is way behind. Which, I mean, to be clear, I appreciate the gumption of him continuing on. He wants to be there for race 2, and he wants to get what he can out of this. So that's Torbjorn, is you were saying his name is?
Torbjorn, yeah.
Easy enough.
I can't prove that he's not the blacksmith because I think that's the right part of the world.
Andrew D spins around. Well, I mean, the name Torbjorn is a very Scandinavian name, or at least Bjorn is. So, that would suggest that there's a decent chance that they're from the same country. Get Torbjorn to cut us a little promo.
But he sounds like the Swedish chef, but even more messed up because he's Danish.
Well, he's not Danish, he's Norwegian.
Same thing.
Well, what I meant is Canadian drivers, American drivers, Japanese drivers.
I got you. Good old Hellboy Hansen.
Good old Hellboy Hansen, shout out. As Burchard makes his overtake on Zachariasen for 7th place, or 6th place. Do these guys still have to pit? They're coming up towards the pit entrance, so presumably, if they still have to pit, it has to be this lap, because there's only one after this. Pick up Enrique Hervas, as well as Andrew D, who are going side by side for 9th place. This is the primary overtaking opportunity, obviously. Now, whoever was behind at the start of this straight, I think, okay, we got a couple in the pits. Martin Edmonds is in the pits. I think that's Max Simmons in the pits as well. Andrew D trying to get past. It will not happen right now. Hervas hangs on to 9th place. Max Simmons, drive-through penalty, speaking in the pit lane. And he can't serve that because he's out of laps, so that will be turned into a time penalty. I don't know how long that time penalty will be. I don't think the Nordschleife pit lane is especially long. So maybe in the neighborhood of 2 minutes. No, it wouldn't be 2 minutes. It'd be
7 years.
Like, I know Spa generates a 90-second penalty. That's also an incredibly long pit lane. Bertrand Barrier trying to get by. Could be like 30 seconds. I'm gonna guess 30. We're gonna find out. Simeonitis trying to hang on against Barrier. Barrier is quite a way back. He was mixing it up in the top 10 there. I'm surprised to see him back in 15th or 16th place actually. I had a bad pit stopper. Oh right. He was the one that crashed going into the pit lane. That's why he's so far back.
Barrier hit the barrier with his barrier.
As one of the cars has come to a stop. That's Andrew D. Is stopped on the exit of pit road. Has he run out of gas?
It's the ultimate stop-go penalty.
Bertrand Barrier does overtake Simeonitis and also overtakes D, moving into 14th place. Andy Darnell is next on his list. Yep, D is falling back and goes to the pit lane. So D out. T1, 18th place. Yeah. Shard still hanging on against Hervas. Actually, he's overtaken Hervas, I think. Hervas was ahead of him. And there is Zachariasen on the tail of Burchard. Pardon me, it's Hervas ahead, then Burchard, then Zachariasen. That's the order we're in. I'm trying to think of good Norwegian drivers, and I can only come up with Paul Varhag. Is Dennis Hauge? I'm going to quickly look that up.
Probably Felipe Julio Meyer.
He is. All right, there we go. So we got Dennis Hauge, we got Paul Varhag. That's all I really got. I can't think of it. There's never been a Norwegian driver in F1, I don't think. Which is always interesting. Norway does seem to have like a really, really deep sim racing community. Back when I started sim racing, it was with a community called Presto that was run by a trio of Norwegian guys. So it's interesting. Still talk to one of them. Shout out to Rune Baki. Helps me with my coding problems from time to time. Has assisted with the mixed martial arts simulator. Actually, knows nothing of MMA, but he's got a sharp coding mind. Actually, you owe Rune a big thank you for incorporating something in the sim that has amused you greatly over the years.
Is it punching?
Referee Andy Hoop.
Oh, very nice.
Bertrand Barrier still hunting down Andy Darnell. Couple of good. You know what? Everyone's still fairly close together. Irmer's a little bit further back. T1 is a little bit quite a bit further back, but otherwise, actually, the gap here is not bad. Barrier still on the tail of Darnell. You think he's gonna get him, Byron?
Well, I mean, if it was me, I would equip the photoelectric harpoon weapons and then just snag it. But as it is, it seems as though
going death ray stuff.
The spark throwing technique, hoping to pitch the gas fumes and just make Torbjorn explode.
Well, it's Torbjorn versus Hervas here for 6th place. So, two of your favorites, I assume.
Good old Ricky Huevos.
Simmons in 4th place, but with a drive-through penalty that I do not believe he was able to serve. So, he's going to probably plummet significantly. Might help him out, though, with the reverse grid, because right now, pole position would go to Marioka, and Kazchuk would join him on the front row right now. But James Butler wants that pole position, Byron.
He would. That greedy bastard.
He wants that 10th place. He wants that pole, and right now, he's got it. But the fight is not over. Not bad for a race in which we saw Butler lose his front wing earlier. Seems like he's doing okay now. Shard still on the tail of Hervos. Battle for 6th place. I do like the double race format, obviously. It means that we get to see kind of a second helping of a lot of these battles. And they've been pretty good. Pretty good.
You know what somebody needs to do, Mike? You know what needs to happen.
What does?
Someone needs to get out on that track and with a can of yellow spray paint and put the intro to Star Wars. But they need to do it in reverse so that when you're driving, you can read it. Right?
It'd be cool. It'd be cool.
It'd be cool as fuck.
It would be a cool fitting graffiti for this track.
And it's not like you don't have to.
You definitely have room. Look at the size of that track. This is an 8-minute lap in a Formula 3 car. And Formula 3 cars are pretty quick. Not the fastest car in the game, but they're pretty quick. Mauricio Delgado battling Mariuka now. So Mariuka's been dropped by James Butler like bad habits, so I don't think he's going to get that reverse grid pull. Appears like that is Butler's for the time being. Unless Delgado can something like that. We'll see. Oh, Byron, we need to watch. There's I don't know when this card's gonna be, but we are gonna have to watch it.
Oh, I'm down.
Because Hellboy Jr. is signed by Ryzen. Checkered flag is out, so I think that means Tobias Theerolf has won the race. Looks like Rene Ermer in 2nd place. Very good run. Martin Edmonds looking to round off the podium. And Max Simmons facing a penalty, so he's got to hope for some good things. Vic Vega, 5th place, probably will be promoted to 4th. Enrique Hervos still hanging on against Burchard, and actually has a little bit of breathing room now. A 2.5 seconds. Looks like he might have just gotten away down the start-finish straight. Or not the start-finish straight, but that long straightaway. There is Burchard in 7th place. Then it is Zachariasen, Kazchuk, and Butler, who will be reversed as it stands. But again, might have some penalties at play here because there were a couple of speeding in the pit lane penalties.
I mean, that's permissible. You get bonus points if you hit the orphans, right?
This is not Crash Bandicoot Racing.
What? Why not?
Oh, James Butler! Reverse grid pole might be back up for grabs. Come on, James, get it across the line.
That's a problem.
Slow down penalty for track limit abuse, but no drive-through. Mauricio Delgado is coming. Taka is coming. Barrier appears like he might have run out of some velocity here. Darnell suddenly got up to him. Demetrius Simeonitis in 15th place. Butler with another slow down penalty. He's definitely struggling. Can he get that 10th? I think he already has finished the race. But not by much. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I did. God. Jeez.
I like the livery, though. Pretty cool. Looks like it's got flames on it. Not sure which one that is. Henrik Ermer. 17th place.
Enrique Urvas versus Enrique Urmer versus the one dude from Futurama.
Not sure which guy.
Me neither. I just assume there's an Enrique.
Don't think that there is. There's
Yeah,
Hector.
you're wrong.
There's Hector, the clearly Mexican criminal robot.
Very nice.
Hector, what are you good at? Stabbing people. There we go. So Max Simmons got a 90 seconds. Wow. Okay, 90 seconds for Henrik and for Max Simmons. Simmons dropped all the way to 15th, Byron.
My goodness.
Oh.
What a hoe.
Ooh. That hurts. Mauricio Delgado moves up to reverse grid pole off that fastest lap to Rene Ermer. Very good. Tobias Thierol with the win. So the front row will be Delgado and Butler. That seems like a Byron heaven front row, to be honest.
Maybe.
Kazchuk and Zachariasen, Burchard, Hervas, Vega, Edmonds, and then Irmer and Simmons. Everybody else will start where they finished. Taka, Darnell, Barrier, Simeonitis, as we await here. Not really sure why we're getting the... Oh, I guess this is just a refreshing of the server. Fair enough, fair enough.
Disgusting.
Did you know that many real drivers are active in Race Room?
Like right now?
Well, that's what the screen is telling us right now.
I am intrigued.
I did race against DTM driver Maxi Goods.
I don't know who that is.
Why do they have to rejoin? This is interesting. I'm wondering if Martin's just going to edit this part out.
I'm gonna go with the traditional ECW answer of "You fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up."
Well, no, like no air came up. It just kind of it booted the spectator, which is.
But did the air go down?
I haven't played Race Room in ages, so I don't know. Maybe it just does this, but I don't recall this being something that would happen. Yeah, it's switching sessions there. You gotta wait 45 seconds.
I don't wanna.
I don't remember the spectator tool getting kicked out between races, but that might be a thing. So, Byron, you have anything to share with the people?
Not tremendously. Made some brisket ramen.
I did see I saw the brisket.
Yeah.
Delicious. Made me all hungry.
Leftovers is good times. You can make brisket into just about anything, including ramen.
There you go. Was the brisket ramen any good?
Tremendous.
I see. It's tremendous. So. You would recommend 10 out of 10.
Indeed. But it helps if you know how to make some broth.
I tried a new burger place that opened up called Boardwalk Burger. It was fine. But I probably won't go again.
Wow.
Well, no, it was kind of pricey for like just fine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, all right.
Like for the price tag, I was kind of hoping for a bit more. There's also a place near it called Burger Block. That's my next try. I'm hoping that one's a little bit more pricey, but like I am willing to pay for quality. Give me quality.
I'm just saying, if you go in there to Burger Block and the burger patties aren't square and the buns aren't square, and they don't make actual blocks of burgers.
I do have something that you will be amused by. Burger
Block. They block traffic with burgers.
The Dikembe burger.
Oh no, not in my house.
It's not even block with it. It's BOC is the name of the restaurant. But they did do the Dikembe burger, so I will be trying that. We're here for the warm up here for race number 2, and yeah. They opened up a huge, like a legitimately huge, like, I guess, strip mall, effectively, near me. And that's where the Block and Boardwalk Burger are. There's like 6 different shawarma places in there.
Ooh.
Tell me you live in an ethnic area without telling me you live in an ethnic area.
I hadn't been to Quiznos in quite a long time, and found out that they were on, Skip the Dishes or DoorDash or whichever one I was using at the time.
Okay.
And found out they have a selection in there for like extra meat, which I never remember that being on the menu at all.
I knew Subway has that.
So that might be my next. Like, I might order one from each place and compare like who gives more extra meat.
Gotcha.
Because I always thought it would be kind of hilarious to order the meatball sub from Subway and then go with the double meat option. But I've never really been confident enough to order that face to face from somebody, because it's sort of wildly dietarily inappropriate.
Inappropriate?
But I might take a chance over the internet. This might be my time to shine.
I'm a little bit angry with Subway because they're taking away the sub of the day, which is very disappointing. I went in there. So they used to have, you go in, there's like a special price for the sub of the day. So like Friday, it's tuna. So like you go in, you order tuna sub, you get it like cheaper. And they're taking that away, which I'm not happy about.
You know what? I don't think I've ever ordered the tuna sub from Subway.
It's fine.
I've always had other aspirations.
I like tuna, so.
Well, yeah, I don't disagree with the usage of tuna as a dietary thing. Other than we're killing all of them, holy shit.
I mean, well, that's overfishing of any kind of variety.
Yep.
RC linked me to a YouTube channel that does nothing but baby. What's the Alaskan dog? Not the husky, the other one. Starts with M. I can't remember now. Anyways, they're when they're puppies, they have like the biggest ball of fluff. Like, there you go, Malamute. The biggest ball of fluff like fur, and they are clumsy as all shit. And the YouTube channel is just literally them walking around and falling all over the place. And it is pretty hilarious. So we wait for race number 2 here. Let's see how many stuck around. We had 22 for race 1, but we did lose a couple. And if they lost connection, they might not be back. Andrew D is starting from pole from Henrik Ermer. Is it a complete reverse grid? Looks like it is a complete reverse grid. I was told top 10. All right, so Andrew D gets the pole position.
Nice.
So that penalty actually kind of coming in handy for him. He gets to start at the very front, and he had decent pace, so we'll see what he can do.
D nice about to show him D's nuts.
And Max Simmons also pretty near the front as well. That is Max Simmons zipping around in the background there in the Racing Steps Foundation car. Ermer to the inside. Contact between Ermer and one of the orange cars. I'm not sure who that was. Looks like they got through without... Oh! That better not have been Martin playing Super Bully and Magic Cash check off. And the Deutsche Post. James Butler in 8th place. I'm not sure where he started. He would have started... finished 9th, so 9th from the back, so 17th, 16th. I'm not going to try. Somewhere in the mid grid, and he's still kind of in there. So he's battling with Magnus Zachariasen in the background there. That is Martin Edmonds. I think it's Martin Edmonds who hip checked the other car because it was his livery. And unless somebody else is running that kind of Castrol-esque livery, Martin, unless there's no stewarding here, that's going to be a penalty, I think.
Oh, snitch it again.
Well, it's lap 1. It's reviewed automatically.
I'm going to report you to the snitch police.
I don't know what the stewarding situation is.
I have no idea. It's actually me.
Somebody going off up front that was leave me alone. Mistake. Loading a number of cars, including Mauricio Delgado and the man we ride on board with, Magnus Zachariasen, who is battling with James Butler. They are getting very close, and Martin Edmonds is in the background licking his chops.
The squeaky wheel gets the kick.
And behind him, it is Vic Vega and Taka. Or no, that's Tobias Thierolf, then Taka. Same livery, but come on, guys. There's got to be more than 17 liveries. How are we getting done this? Vic Vega on board, 9th place. Had an excellent race 1. We'll see what we can do here in race 2. Andrew D and Max Simmons, by the way, pulling way in front, but Barrier and Andy Darnell are coming with. Forming a four-man breakaway group.
A splinter cell, if you will.
Yes. Vic Vega watching side-by-side action. Martin Edmonds overtaking Magnus Zachariasen, who's going to lose 3 places there. As Edmonds, Butler, and he lost another one. Tobias Thierolf coming through. Vic Vega also overtaking. Feels bad to be Zachariasen. I think he's got a little too much wing on that car. He's been kind of getting eaten alive in the straights in race 1 and in race 2. Thierolf make his way past Vega. Vega did not make that very hard for him at all. They're both from Tugas, so I wonder if that's a little bit of not so much even community orders, but like just realizing that Thierolf is not who you're racing. And let him get on with his race, and you get on with yours.
Or you can just put him in the wall.
Into the wall goes Magnus Zachariasen, as you're saying, man.
See? I win. I prove my point.
Got a magic cash check there. And there is Burchard, who's having a bit of a not great start. Tran Barrier in 3rd. Saw him have a lot of misfortune in race 1, so we'll see what we can do here with a fresh start in race 2. Burchard with Taka and with Hervas. Martin Edmonds running in 7th place. Leave Me Alone, and somebody is in the wall. That is Henrik Ermer, who is sans a front wing.
We're down 1 Enrique.
I think we're down to Zach. Oh, no, Zachariasen overtook him. No, I think it's just a bit different. Yeah, it's just a bit different. So we've lost Zachariasen and Ermer. We've lost one of the Danes and the Icelandic driver. Andy Darnell running in 4th place.
Michael, are you ready for the news headline of the week?
Hit me.
Croc-killing mangrove man Errol Copley sells far north Queensland property to makers of Croc Piss rum.
Oh, spin around in the background there.
Spin around, eh?
One of the bright lane cars going around, and I think that's Butler, yeah, and he knocked Ermer off the track briefly. Looks like Ermer is okay.
The Ermerator.
Butler under. Oh, Butler giving the complete cold shoulder to Vic Vega there. He is driving aggressively. He is angry in that car. Now, is he angry at somebody or is he angry at himself? Like that's the question. He's got the elbows out. Defending that 9th place. It's still very close together. You can see that there on the map, actually. Lost 2 cars. We're down to 15, but those 15 cars pretty close together. Up ahead there, Ermer looking for a way past Martin Edmonds.
There's a simple path past Martin Edmonds. Just wait for one of his tires to go octagonal, and then you just Take a lean side pass.
I don't think the race is long enough is the problem.
Are you saying that Martin has the edge on just extreme behavior?
Somebody off the track there. It was one of the orange cars. I think that's Mauricio Delgado. Pulling back the clutches. And Tobias Thierolf with this sleek move there on Andy Darnell for fourth place. And Martin's going to follow him through as well.
Yoink.
Contact between Darnell and Edmonds, but it looks like they're okay. Did Irmer get through as well?
I thought you said this was not Crash Team Racing.
Oh! Andy Darnell got underneath and almost launched Vic Vega. I think that was Irmer. Pardon me, Irmer, not Vega. But Andy Darnell just getting eaten up here on the straightaway. A very slow-moving Leave Me Alone of Brazil rejoining the action. Andy Darnell might be just helpless right now. Vic Vega, Hervas spreading out 3 wide. Aggressive driving by Vic Vega, who says, "Hey, Hervas, give me a tow past him." And Darnell, who I think started this lap in 4th place, or like when it was in 4th place at one point, has fallen all the way down to 11th.
11th and a half.
You gotta. It's a lot about heat racing on that main straight, of course, because you're dealing with a tremendous draft effect you can use to find a great deal of speed, and that was what happened to Darnell there. I think he just got completely left out to dry by Vega and Hervas kind of working together, whether intentionally or not, to make that happen. Delgado getting dove up the inside there by a couple of corners, trying to hold on against James Butler, who's around his outside in the arena section. It's Martin Edmonds up ahead of him, and Rene Arnold. No! Butler spins it! Almost
Sorry, you can't park your car here.
Even some people. Well, the stationary car probably better than the moving car, because the moving car on a blind corner, not a good idea.
It's not a reasonable place to park.
No. It's not a great spot to be. That is what Riccardo Patrese described in F1 as when you spin your car around and you're in traffic and you just take your hands off the wheel and pray to Jesus.
So, Michael, some modders have been working for years and finally have pretty much implemented multiplayer for Skyrim.
Okay.
It is a mess, but it is a glorious mess.
It's a glorious mess.
Apparently you can even run mods, but you all have to be running the same mods. Otherwise it doesn't work.
That happens with a lot of multiplayer games, of course.
Yeah. And you have to
hang on. Darnell getting alongside Vic Vega here and looking to make the overtake for 9th position. He'll get there. Vega was looking a little rough around the edges there. No! Vega swoops back in front of him. Retains 9th place. Please continue, Mark.
So yeah, everybody has to be running the same mods, but then you can run the mods. And if you're going to do like actual quests and stuff, you have to designate a party leader, and only that party leader can really advance through the quests. Otherwise it breaks a lot of things. It breaks continuity and it just doesn't work. So I mean, there's more work to be done, but I mean, fucking Skyrim multiplayer, it's what people have been asking for 11 years. So if you at some point decided you wanted to install this Skyrim and we hooked that up, that might be entertaining for me to just like shepherd you around.
Could be a thing.
Indeed.
Board here with Andy Darnell in 10th place. He's had a rough day. He was looking real good. He was part of that early breakaway lead and then fell off of it. Kind of got swallowed up by the pack. Now he's got Burchard for company, and he's trying to get back at Vic Vega. So right there is Hervas and Delgado. Now we have 7th place. So full rundown, Max Simmons leads the way. Tobias Thierolf has also gotten past Andy D. Still there. Bertrand Barrier is with 4th place. Rene Armour in 5th. Martin Edmonds in 6th. Delgado in 7th. Hervas, Vega, Darnell, Burchard, Kaschuk, Butler, Taka, Leave Me Alone, and we have lost Henrik Ermer and Magnus and Zacharias. Unfortunately. I think we've lost Leave Me Alone as well. The gap to Ermer is not going up anymore, so he is parked as well. Hervas trying to go around the outside of Delgado. That's a bold move, Cotton.
Ricky Weavo's looking to scramble the competition.
Henrik, this is why we loved Henrik Hervas. He's a clean driver, but he is an aggressive driver. He will do things that a lot of other drivers are checking out on. He's got that nerve. See what he can do here as they hit the straightaway.
I like the fact that neither of these cars can ride it straight. It weeble wobbles 99%.
Well, I think it's Hervas' ping.
Weeble wobble, weeble wobble.
Vic Vega in the mix as well. Yeah, Hervas has historically always had pretty bad ping, and I have no doubt that is part of the problem. Edmonds looking back at them. Why are we looking at Martin? Can we go back to this three-way fight, please?
No.
Come on, camera guy. I love my nuts. Vic Vega has overtaken Hervas for 8th place. We're going to get a good look at it. Rene Ermer up into 4th, overtaking Bertrand Barrier. Ermer is surprisingly smooth and fast in these cars. Somebody is off the track there. Vega putting the pressure on Mauricio Delgado. This is some aggressive use of the curves here by Vega. It's fast, but it's dangerous.
I like aggressive curves.
Burchard on the tail of Darnell. Somebody rejoining up ahead. Big pew of smoke there. I think it was Delgado. May have lost the car for a moment and lost 2 spots as a result.
Diablo Murcielago, too hot for TV.
Whoa. Big bottom out there from Rene Ermer, who's got the pressure on Andrew D.
Talk about mud flaps, my girl's got them.
These cars are bottoming out so hard.
I enjoy it. When can we get the trophy trucks out there?
When they put them in the game.
God dang it. God dang it, iRacing, whatever the fuck this is.
Race room.
God dang it, race room, the racing room experience. Give me some trophy trucks.
I don't know of a game that has trophy trucks.
Stadium trucks, or whatever the fuck they're called.
Stadium trucks, I do believe.
There you go.
Robbie Gordon's crazy invention. I think you and Robbie Gordon would get along real well.
Probably. Fucking thing's got 19 feet of travel on independent suspension on every fucking corner.
Robbie Gordon is a madman who treats like racing like it's Trackmania, I feel.
Hell yeah.
Ermer is alongside Andrew D. Now battle for 3rd place. Or 4th place. 3rd place. Ermer, I think he's going to get this. Ermer just seems like he's really in a good groove today. Him and Tobias Thierolf seem to be the class of the field. So heading to 3rd place. Max Simmons next up on his list. That 14 cars hooked up real good. Oh, it's not Snap-on that D's running. That's the Peanut car.
Well,
Heading into
does
pit
it
lane
bring the appropriate tracksuit?
to serve his pit stop. I believe he is the first person we've seen go in here in race number 2. Oh, no, never mind. Ermer's in as well. A couple other cars look like they're in as well. I saw one of the, I think that's Thierolf in. So that looks like Tobias Thierolf's livery. And they leave out Max Simmons and Martin Edmonds again to go 1-2. A lot of cars coming in. Andy Darnell in. Mauricio Delgado in. Barrier. Kaschuk. Drive-through pen. No, Andrew! Again!
God dang.
Second time, Andrew!
What have we learned?
Apparently nothing.
Wow, you're probably a hero then.
What's going on here? Andrew D with a... I mean, I think the lesson here is, like, I guess, learn to map a button for your pit limiter or something. I don't know. Enrique Hervas continuing on up into 4th place. Looks like Burchard also stayed out. I think everybody else came in. I think everyone from Thierolf down to Barrier did come into the pits. So it's just the top 5, I think, that still have to pit. As Andrew D, knowing that he has a 90-second penalty or a drive-through, who's in 8th place. I would serve the drive-through. There's no way the drive-through here is 90 seconds. Like, sometimes you just take the time penalty because it's, like, comparable. 90 seconds is a long time. I would definitely serve that.
It's at least 3 feet long.
Butler in 12th place, ahead of Andy Darnell and behind Magic Kaszczuk.
You know what would really liven this track up?
We get the 3 Brits together. That kind of livens up.
Cave.
Oh, Darnell!
Wow, what the fuck?
Darnell losing the back end. Ends up giving the wall a little kiss.
Would not recommend. Wall does not reciprocate affections.
No. The wall does not appreciate your affections. And will break your car. Oh, that's Magic Kaszczuk in the wall now. Did he lose it? He did not lose his front end somehow. Wow, that wing is still attached. Drops to 13th behind Darnell as a result. Bertrand Barrier did not have a very good pit stop. He fell quite a ways back. So, once again, don't tell me he hit the barrier again. Going in the pits. That would be funny. Sorry, Bertrand, but I do have to laugh if we find out you did indeed crash going in the pits for the 2 races. Okay, Hervas running in 4th, still has to pit. Still 2 cars ahead of him, Simmons and Edmonds, as does the car behind him in Burchard. Enrique Hervas as they try to work the overcut.
Snap on, more like snap in half, am I right, fellas?
And the other man working the overcut is Burchard, who we just saw quickly there, and Martin Evans, as well as, of course, do I have to say it? Max Simmons working the overcut because he always does.
Mandatory pit somewhere between lap 5 and lap 0. Bertrand Barrier, you've been fined 5 credits for your use of speed in pit lane.
Yeah, he was cutting the track.
Same thing.
Hervas all over the back of Vega.
Booty, driving everywhere.
We're on the wing cam.
Nice.
This is the snap-on memory. And for some reason, we pick up Martin Evans. Haas on the tail still. Simmons continues to lead for Martin Evans, Vega, and Hervis. Shard. Everybody else has pitted. Andrew D may still have to serve drive-through. He has fallen back a bit, but I don't think enough that suggests that he's serving drive-through. Of course, there is the big question with D. If you're getting penalties for speeding in the pit lane, do you serve the drive-through if you really have no inclination that you're actually not going to just get another penalty? That would be, I guess, the problem.
I thought the big question with D is, does the D stand for delicious?
Does it stand for D-nice?
No. Maybe.
Seems like the faster of the two. I talk about pit strategy, but with a 4-lap race, I don't think there is much of one. I think they both have to pit at the end of this lap, frankly. So right now, I think they're just jostling for a position to go into pits.
Jostling?
Hervas moving into third, at least for the time being. Can the snap-on car come back?
Like
Big Vega.
Jocelyn Thibault?
Jocelyn Thibault? Well, that's a name I haven't heard of. One of the finer backup goalies in NHL history.
Correct. Him and Corey Schneider.
There's a couple others that come to mind. Mark Denis was always a fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say Johan Hedberg, probably the best backup.
Oh, yeah. That's probably accurate, yeah.
Got a couple of chances to be a starter and never quite stamped his name on it. But as a hot hand goalie, my.
We need help. Well, that's what I'm here for.
Michael Layton, also very good. As a backup goalie, got Philadelphia almost to a Stanley Cup.
I think Halak actually was a better backup than he was a starter.
Yara Halak probably was, yeah. There's a slightly different mindset that comes from the backup to the starter role. Although Halak had a good run as a starter as well.
I remember Halak had that big run to the cup as well. I can't remember which team it was on. But people started, I remember that Lady Gaga was big at the time. So people were doing the parody, Yaroslav Halak will bring Lord Stanley back. And then they didn't win. So, I mean, it's probably the fucking Maple Leafs.
It was not the Leafs. I want to say it was the Blues.
Could be. I do remember.
It might have been Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, you might be right. I think didn't Price get hurt one year?
Price got hurt. Yeah, he was Price backup. I mean, the best backup ever actually is Toronto Maple Leaf backup for one season. Felix Potvin.
Yeah.
Because we had Cujo and Potvin.
Yeah. Yaroslav Halak. Canadians, Blues, Islanders, Bruins. Playing for the Canucks this year. I didn't know that.
Don't think he's really playing. Your starting goalie is, I believe, Thatcher Demko.
Looks like he played for us last year, but he signed with the Rangers this year. So Rangers will probably win the cup now. Fuck those people.
Actually, the Rangers have probably had the best goalie tandem of all time. Mike Richter and John Van Beesbrook.
Oh, fucking Mike Richter. Jesus, what a frustrating bastard.
And then Van Beesbrook wound up getting expansion drafted to Florida.
Yeah, and then went on to greatness.
Indeed. Well, he was already great. I mean, he was there. He was the starter before Richter.
Yep.
The reason they left him available is because they drafted Mike Richter. It's like, we have Mike Richter. we can't really afford to pay both of you, so we're
Yeah.
gonna let Van Beesbrook chase the glory there, and Kaschuk in the wall.
Mike
Comes back.
Van Beesbrook is also the Trivial Pursuit question. It's, name the only I think it was name the only professional sports athlete that has every vowel in their name, and that's Mark Van Beesbrook.
John.
Is it John?
It's John.
Oh, my fucking problem. Whatever. The Beezer boy. Beezer boy. The pipes are calling. And it was the Canadians. He played for Le Canadien. Nordschleife went 18 games, 9 wins, 9 losses, 1,000 minutes in the fucking postseason.
Honorable mention for best goalie tandems, Marty Brodeur and Johan.
Yeah. I mean, Marty Brodeur plus anybody, really.
And honorary mention, not for their quality in nets, but for the level of insanity that they possessed. Philadelphia Flyers in the mid-90s, Ron Hextall and Garstell.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez. That's a lot of mental disorders in one room. My goodness.
I do love that Ron Hextall is the only goalie who ever has been locked in the locker room to keep him from going and fighting someone.
Ron Hextall will fight you. End of story. There's no anecdote.
There's no exception.
There's nothing else I can do. Ron Hextall will fight you. That is the end of the story. I kind of always wished that he had some sort of weird youth serum so that he and Ray Emery could have gone toe at some point. That would have been. Did he and Waugh ever fight?
Probably. I refuse to believe it didn't happen.
Yeah, Waugh was a little fiery.
Waugh versus Chris Osgood, round 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. He probably fought Eddie the Eagle as well.
The best goalie fight, not necessarily for the quality of the fight, but because of how it started. I'm trying to remember who the other guy was. One was Darren Pupa, and it was like between, I think it was between periods, and the other goalie was and Pupa had been like jarring before the game and all that, and the other goalie's like shooting pucks down at Pupa, who's just like standing there leaning against his net and just with his trapper hand motions, bring it.
Correct.
Shard on the tail of Mauricio Delgado. Mauricio is moving all over the place here. Is always nervous when somebody in front of you is this active without it really seemingly being a lying thing. We're talking about goalies, now we're talking about other unpredictable people. Race car drivers. Vic Vega up in 7th place. So after the pit stops, we got Theorolf leading, not surprising. Hermer in 2nd, Simmons in 3rd, Edmonds 4th, D 5th, Hervas is 6th, Vega, Delgado, Burchard, Butler, Darnell, Kaschuk, Taka, Barrier. I think we've lost Barrier. So we're down to 13 cars. Not a lot of change from race 1. I think actually it's literally the same podium we had in race 1. Although, of course, Simmons took the penalty. And I'm not sure. And of course, D, I think, is sitting on a 90-second penalty, which would put him down to 13th place. So at this point, he is hoping against hope he can build a 90-second gap to somebody, and I don't really think that's going to happen. But he'll get some points next time. There is your race leader, Tobias Theorolf, looking to go 2 for 2 here in the Formula 3s.
He tried to hit the home run all the way from third base left.
On that big honking straightaway. You can't even see Magic Kaschuk on the map. That's how close he is to Andy Darnell as he picks up 11th place. Burchard has made his way past Delgado into 8th for now, but they are still very close together, like less than a tenth of a second. Thierolf gives the wiggle, as I believe he is taking the win, and he will. Ermer will be 2nd, followed by Simmons. This band, Martin Edmonds, is in 4th. And it's Andrew D facing a 90-second penalty.
My goodness.
Hervas. And there is the Snap-on Tools car of Vic Vega. Delgado back in front of Burchard. Battle for 8th place is on. And
The heat is on.
Off the wall there. Andy Darnell versus Magic Kazchuk. Battle for 10th. Or 11th, pardon me. Kazchuk a little off the track there. Can he get it as they enter into the stadium section for the final time? I don't think so. And there is Taka, who will bring up the rear in 13th place. You know the quality of racing's pretty good when Taka finishes in last place? Because he's a pretty quick driver. He's got a lot of speed.
Takehide Maruka. Hey. Well-known ancient samurai brought to current timelines via quirky usage of sake and time machine.
There's the 90-second penalty again for D. Drops him to 13th. Man, Andrew D really should have had a much better day. Interestingly, it has them 12th place on the standings. It seems like there's a couple of drivers missing. Not sure what's up with that. Trying to figure. I ran out of time to try to figure out who was missing. Championship standings, although there's some weird stuff going on here with like a missing driver or something. Tobias Thierolf leads the way from Rene Ermer. They finished 1st and 2nd in both races. Makes sense. Martin Edmonds in 3rd place, followed by Vic Vega, Enrique Hervas, Max Simmons, James Butler, Mauricio Delgado, Magic Kazchuk, and Andy Darnell. Your top 10 after this round. Next round is Nordschleife again.
Dang.
This time in the old school Formula 90 cars. So that'll be really fun. I haven't seen those raced before, so that'll be very, very, very interesting. Or is this X90? They look like the old school cars. I assume they're the old school cars. Indy cars on August 7th, and on August 21st, it's Formula X7. Oh my lord, they're going to do Formula X17s around here. Oh, Byron,
that's good, right?
Byron, you going to enjoy that? You going to enjoy
Is it trophy trucks?
The Formula X17 cars are hard enough to control on a regular track.
Neat.
They are rockets with wheels. Anyways, your final thoughts on this Nordschleife insanity?
Drive faster, drive more dangerously. It's hilarious.